Before I begin the video, I just want to flag, as always, that I am not a qualified financial advisor and nothing I say should be considered as financial advice. Hello, I'm the Jolly Saver and welcome back to my channel. So it's actually been a while since I posted a video. It's been 3 weeks. I've just had one of those periods where it's been a bit of a lull and I haven't been feeling making YouTube videos, which is a bit unlike me because I think for the past I'm trying to think now, year and a bit, I've been consistently posting a video more or less once a week. So I've taken a break from it, but I'm back now and I'm eager to go through my figures. So I'm starting with my stocks and shares ISA update for April 2025. So for March, where I was that there was a market loss, given everything that's happening in the economy. There was a market loss of £549. It wasn't a realised loss because I haven't sold any of my investments. But it meant that whilst at the start of this year I was, getting closer and closer to that £10,000 mark, it has put me kind of one step back. So I finished March with a balance of £8,704. So in April, I started with the £8,704. I then purchased £100 of investments. So whilst I don't go into the details of the fund that I invest in because I'm not a financial advisor, what we'll say is I do just invest in a global index fund, and I purchased £100 of that fund in the month. Once I built up my emergency fund to £6,000, then I will be directing more money towards this stocks and shares ISA. The income returns this month, so one of the funds I am invested in does pay dividends every quarter. So I got £13.80 in dividends, and then I just have to make sure I reinvest those dividends as well, because it doesn't automatically get reinvested. The market gain or loss, you can already see it's red. So it was another sort of fluctuating month with the stock market. So it reduced in value by £185, and then the market gain or loss, so it was minus 2% this month. So not as bad as March, but still not a green month. The fees, so the platform that I invest in, the fee structure changed. So I actually paid more this month, and to be honest, I don't really know how they've charged us because I think it should be £4 per month I pay, but I didn't get charged anything in March when the fee structure came in. So I assume this April fee is accumulation of March and April's fees together, I think. But I'll just have to see how those fees pan out over the rest of the year. So then the cumulative return, so the amount that my investments have went up in value since I started investing, is £1,371. And that means that the final balance is £8,625. So it's felt a bit of a funny start of the year so far with my investment because it felt like I've been sort of taking a step backwards. But what I need to focus on is the fact that, am I contributing every month? And I'm really looking forward to when I'm in the position where I can up my contributions because I have an emergency fund that I am comfortable with. So the overall figure, so this is a bit of a dump, this spreadsheet where I've just put all the charts I find useful in. So the first thing to say is, I've been investing now since April 2019, just kind of small bits each month. And you can see on this chart the fluctuations in value of my investments. So I've had 60% of the time, I've had months where my investments have went up in value, but 40% of the time I've had months where my investments have went down in value. So that's illustrated in this chart here. So I've contributed £7,200, and the market gain has been £1,300. And then finally here you can see what that investment journey has looked like. So I'm approaching that £10,000, and you can see, starting from zero in April 19. It was been a very kind of more or less linear journey. And then, you can see key points where, this is a point where I took out money from my investments because my emergency fund wasn't big enough. And then, I'm at that £9,000 here. So plans going forward, I think it's really just focusing on what my personal plan is, which is I've spent a lot of time and effort, me and my partner, paying down our mortgage, overpaying the mortgage. We're now at a mortgage balance of below £100,000. And it's about just shifting gears and shifting focus for a bit so that I am in a position where it's kind of diversified, because at the minute all our wealth is within our property, but our property is very illiquid in that I can't just sell off part of it to get £1,000 if I need £1,000, or whatever that might be. So my plan of action, and this is my own personal plan, so it's not advice, is that I want a good cash buffer that gets added to every month. So the baseline level I want is £6,000. I'm at £3,000 now. So once I'm at £6,000, I can breathe a sigh of relief and think, right, I've got a good emergency fund if I was to lose my job. So I want to be contributing to that every month. And then also I want to be investing and upping my investments every month. I think an ideal would be if I can invest £500 per month. That would be really good for me to see that transformation in the figures, because at the minute it's all very... the past couple of, maybe the past year or so, it's all been very kind of low input from me in terms of what I'm contributing each month. But really I want to get above that £10,000 and start building a portfolio that, I can, if I wanted to, I could sit and leave for 10-20 years, and hopefully, by the time I'm 50, it'll be at a level that I can use to draw from, to bridge that gap between maybe when I want to retire and when I can retire from my workplace pension. So a bit of a ramble there. I think for me personally, it's the past couple of weeks have felt very work focused, and kind of my mood, and I think sometimes one of the great things about these YouTube videos is that when I create them and I've got that outlet, it helps me have a bit of a balance in life. And I think balance in life is something that I'm really, really keen on getting. So my headspace over the past couple of weeks has been very work focused, but it's important for me in creating these videos that I have a bit of a balance. So I've got this as a hobby, I'm reading books, which I enjoy to do as well. I'm going to exercise classes. It's about having that balance as well. So I'll probably come on and talk about that in another video. But yeah, I'm glad I've broken my 3-week spell of no videos. And let me know in the comments below if you're on a similar journey and how your investment journey is going, and I'll see you on the next video.